Okay, I know you guys are rocking this now, right? You're getting it done, right? Okay, let's see how we would finish this. Okay, yesterday we made this video to get you started. Remember Elwood Blues was doing it with us, right? Okay, and now we're going to get all the answers. Okay, I think I did all of that first one, right? A, okay, but on B we didn't finish, right? So we have this generic rectangle. We're trying to multiply 125 times 81. Okay, and this is another way of writing it, 125 in parentheses and 81 in parentheses right next to each other. There's no operation like addition, subtraction, multiplying, or dividing. In between those numbers, what you're supposed to do is multiply those numbers. Okay? Okay, so we have that 8,000, but we don't have the rest of these five numbers. Let's get them. 8 times 2 is 16, and I move the decimal over 2 spots. Fill in the egg carton, I get 1,600. 8 times 5 is 40. I still need to move it over one spot. 5 times 80 is 400. 1 times anything is itself, so this row was really easy. Now, I go add those, right? I have 8,000. I have 1,600. I have 400, 100, 20, and 5. Add them all up. And it looks like I have 10,125. Now, I challenged you to double check your work by using the standard algorithm and wrote it out like that. It's not that hard. Remember, 1 times anything is itself, so 1 times 125 is 125. Now, put the placeholder there, and I go 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 4 more, 20. And 8 times 1 is 8 plus 2, 10. 10,125, that's what we got. Cool. Now, finish this sentence like they wanted, right? They wanted you to write the equation, okay, by using the sum of these add-ins, right? So that's 1 plus this, right? We did it here. We're going to write it horizontally like they wanted it. So I have 8,000 plus 1,600, 1,600, plus 400, plus 100, plus 20, plus 5 equals 10,125. And again, put a box around your answer. And they wanted, this was your answer, right? They wanted this part of it. That was their question they wanted you to do, right? They wanted this part of it and the total, okay? So I do that, put a big box around all my work, so I know all my work for this answer is in this box. It's a great way of organizing, okay? Now, we were missing 3 over here, so that for the 3s, they wanted got 14. I just went out to 11. I'm going to put them over here for you so you have them. So 36, 39, and 42. And over here for the 4s, I had another 4, 48, 52, and 56. And I told you there was at least one more common multiple, one more number that was in both rows. And what was that? That was at 36. Now it's hard to see because I didn't give myself enough space, but that 36 is in both. Okay, and the question for B was, what's the smallest multiple of both? Well, that was the 12, right? I said that was already on that paper. You already had, you just had to find it. And then it said, what are 3 more multiples that are common to both 3 and 4? Well, you might recognize that I'm counting by 12s. 12 times 1, 12 times 2, 12 times 3, 12 times 4, or 12 more than that, 48. Okay, 12 more than that, 60. 12 more than that, 72, and so on, if you want to keep on going. Okay, so once you find one common multiple, you can just treat that as that times 1, and then that times 2 is your next one, that times 3 is your next, and so on. Okay, all right, good job on that one. And on to 2-67, right? That was Jenny was saving to go to Washington, D.C. You might do that, okay? Miss Hunter usually runs a Washington, D.C. trip for 8th graders. So we should be done with COVID by then, right? We better be, right? So you might think about it. Real fun trip. You see a lot of things. So uh, we already figured out that that first one when we estimated, we said that estimate, right? 120, and when you subtracted 120, 800, I'm sorry, 200 subtracting 120 left you with about 80. So we needed about she needed about 80 more dollars was our estimate. Okay, and then it said, now show how she could calculate it. Well, add up what she's saved so far. That 53 plus the 67. And oh, and look at that. You get 120. Exactly. That doesn't always come out, right? But the exact amount is how much. Okay, so that's how we would have done that. All right, find 3 fractions that are equivalent to 3/8. And if you watch the Tuesday warm-up, and even Wednesday had a couple more, there's the concept called the magic 1, where you can multiply 1 by anything and you get the same value of what you started with, and that works great with fractions. Now we did this here. Remember I drew, and when I cut up that 3/8, I cut it every piece in half again. I ended up with 6/16. And when I cut every half again, now I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we figured out that was 4 wide, 8 tall, 30 seconds, and that the shaded part didn't change. So those are equivalent. All right, now you want to see that with the magic 1. You got 3/8. Give me a number between 5 and 10. 7. Okay. 7 over 7 is equal to 1, right? Multiplying fractions is easy. Why? Because you go straight across the top, straight across the bottom. 3 times 7 is 21. 8 times 7 is 56. 21/56 is the same as 3/8. You can do that with any value of 1, right? 5 over 5, right? 5/5 is equal to 1 whole, right? So I multiply anything by 1, I'm going to get itself. So, and multiplying fractions is, hopefully you said easy. You go straight across the top and straight across the bottom. 15/40 is equal to 3/8. Okay, there are a lot of different numbers you can use here, but I'm just going to give the answer here real quick. A bunch of these. I already did 4, I already did 5. Let's do 6. So 18 over 48 is the same as 3/8. We already did 7. Let's go 8. 24 over 64 is equal to 3/8. Let's go 9. 27 over 72 is equal to 3/8. 10's too easy. 30/80, right? 11, 33/88, 12, 36/96, right? And so on. There are infinite choices. All right, let's do this last one. 4 smoothies cost $3. I gave you a hint and said, what's 2 smoothies? And you figured out that was $1.50. So 1 smoothie is going to be half of $1.50, which is 75 cents. So each smoothie costs 75 cents. Now I can figure out any number of smoothies. It's very easy. But this is kind of cool because I've been telling you, instead of adding a 0 when you multiply like 10 times 7, instead of saying that's 10 times, or that's 7 with a 0 added, I say what instead? I say move the decimal over 1 spot. You still get 70. But you're saying, why do I do that? Well, now I can do this in my head. I'm doing 10 times 0.75. I move the decimal over 1 spot. I get 7.5 or 750. You can do that in your head now. Now, if you didn't, right, then what you did is you said, I'm going to pretend there's no decimal. That's 10 times 75. 0, 0, 0, put a placeholder, and I get 750. And then in order to get that, to pretend it was there was no decimal, I had to move that over 2 spots. So I got to move it 2 spots in my answer, and that's how you get the 750. One other way. All right, put boxes around your answers and boxes around all your work so you know where all the work is for each problem. It'll help you. And hopefully you got it all right. And if you didn't, especially if you still have questions, make sure you're asking your teacher. Okay?